Welcome back. Keeping up with the greenhouse has been a pain in the butt, so I went ahead and purchased this misting cooling system from Amazon. Came with these tees and some nozzle, and I'm going to try and hook up and see if I can fill up these tubs automatically. Not sure why these mister came not assembled, but that's fine. That's give me a little bit of time to do a little bit of thinking because I have no idea what I am doing. But to the left of me, I did run a prototype and it did work. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish off the whole entire greenhouse. Every tub to have a mister or dripper to the tubs. It takes a lot to keep maintenance on the greenhouse, so I went ahead and did the best I can in engineering in a water fill line as cheaply as possible, and I believe I have done so with this $20 misting cooling kit from Amazon, used to literally cool people off in the blazing hot sun. And I kind of thought about it. I was like, you know what? I think I could use this and just use it as a dripper into all these tubs. So like I said, put up a prototype and it is working. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish off these nozzle and let's start connecting the rest of the tubs. This side is the first side I started with, and as you can see, it's working pretty good. Luckily, this setup is outside, so any leaks shouldn't really matter because majority of the leaks are falling back into the tubs. Now the tricky part is finding the right amount of flow, water flow, to fill up the tubs, as well as not overfilling or over spilling over the tubs and guppies just all over the floor. So I've been still tweaking on that, but so far it is working pretty good. This side is hooked up and rolling. Now time for the right side over here, and going to be a ton of work. Let's get started. This is the black tubing that I ran right on top of all these tubs, and I use a ferry strip to keep the tubing straight. And then once I zip tied it all onto the ferry strip, I'm going to add all the misters. Keeping the tubing straight on top of the tubs and then cutting it helps a lot, because these things, once you cut it, it does fly everywhere. It's not flexible, it's pretty rigid, so just keep that in mind. As you can see, one snip and it does kind of fly everywhere. So if you kind of have it tied down to the ferry strip and then cut it and add the misters, it does a wonderful job at keeping the airline straight. So to control the flow of the water, as you can see, this nozzle is threaded, and you kind of just keep turning it until you get the flow that you like. And I like this fast-paced flow. I know it's a ton of water going through the tub, so I gotta keep my eye on it to make sure that the tubs don't overflow. And on these clear tubs, they're sitting on the ground. I went ahead and drilled some holes on the side of it, and I think I'm gonna go in and add like 4 or 5 more holes in there to really make sure that they won't overflow, because I want a lot more water going into the tubs. By doing that, I also need a lot of water to exit the tubs, so it speeds up the water change, and it's just a lot safer. Make sure that the tubs don't overflow, because I can kind of tell it's on the edge of overflowing. Right away, I could tell that this setup is going to save me a ton and tons of time in water change and topping off these tubs. I went to Menards and I stopped at the gutter section, and I picked up 2 of these 10-foot long vinyl gutter, and I'm going to use this for the top row because I'm going to finish off the water line. But because I drilled all these tubs, the water falls directly to the tubs down below. So to catch that water from going to the other tubs down below, I needed to come up with something, and the best bet is the rain gutter. So I zip tie one side, making sure that I leave room on the other side, and making sure that there is a slope to this setup so that the water will run off to the back of the greenhouse. And I have some extra tubing or hose that I cut up to extend the barbs on the tubs to make sure that the water get caught and flow back into the back. And so far so good. So I grabbed another piece, cut it, and finished off this side of the tubs, as well as hooking up the final last thing. And this is the pretty much the barb connector to the hose. And once I hook this up and turn it on, I should be able to adjust the mister nozzles and get some water flow going into these tubs up top. And there you have it. This side of the greenhouse now have water trickling into every tubs. As you can see, these tubs are pretty dirty at the moment. It should be clean very shortly after I do some filling up and doing some siphoning on the bottom of these tubs. Right away, I am super excited that I hooked this up and it is working. It's gonna save me a ton of time and making water change fun, because now that I only have to go in and kind of siphon all the gunk from the bottom. I'll probably end up taking all the plants out because that is holding too much hair algae. Like my previous video said, it does take time to fill the tubs up. So with the right amount of flow, I should be able to just turn the water on and let these tubs fill up for who knows how long, probably like 2 hours or so, and walk away. And even if I kind of forget it, the water will be on, but it will be kind of cycling the water in the tubs and acting as a water change, more like a top off. But to change the water, I actually have to go in there and siphon up some of these gunk. And bonus footage, the Albino full red, I don't know if you guys remember in the previous videos, she is ready for another batch of guppies. So I pulled her out yesterday and she just got some more fry. A recap, I went to Menards, picked up some rain gutters, hooked it up to the tubs, hooked up the air line and the misters, and boy oh boy, I am excited. This is going to make life a lot easier and a lot more fun to do water change, because as you can see, there are a ton of tubs in here, and I use this greenhouse to produce as much guppies as I can. And then towards the fall, very short summer in Minnesota, so pretty soon here all these guppies will go back inside. I will do a little bit of grooming and then pick out my breeders for the next year, for 2026. But I am super excited that I put this in. I should have put it sooner, but I finally found something on a budget to do this water top off. And boy oh boy, I'm going to incorporate this into the fish room inside. without spilling any water on the ground. That's the main thing. So yeah, I hope you guys found this video interesting, and until next time, like always, stay positive. I think after this video, the next coming up videos will be a lot more on the guppies. Lately it's been a little busy in life, so till next time, yo, like always, stay positive.